In this video, what I'm going to do is break down one of the hardest things people can't get around their head in crypto, which is keeping their Bitcoin, but also earning off that Bitcoin without putting it on an exchange, without giving it to anyone else. And it is something that can compound over time and potentially give you a passive income for a long time. The aim is to stack BTC, which historically is the best digital appreciating asset over the last 10 15 years. Will it go up as much as it already has done going forward? Maybe not, but if you compare it to other assets and what you can do with Bitcoin as opposed to other assets where it is harder to and more stress, to be honest with you, like buying a house, renting it out, etc. Just having it there on your wallet and earning the passive income, that is the aim. The issues that a lot of people have, though, is doing both, not using an exchange to do it, so your keys, your coins, and a flywheel that works for both. So one, stacking Bitcoin consistently over a large period of time and getting the passive income. So I'm going to break down how we can do that. This, and I'm going to show you on the sites as well, is the strategy. So the strategy is you've got your BTC. You may have been accumulating this for a long time. You may have had it for a number of years. You may be DCing into it, but you've got some Bitcoin. And as you know, without actually giving it to an exchange, it's hard for it to gain any income off. And it's just sitting there, really. And it's kind of like having a house, but not earning any income of it. So buying property and not renting it out. It's just sat there. And of course, 5, 10, 15 years down the line, you can sell it, but why not earn rent in the meantime, or never sell it and just keep earning rent off it? Because in theory, the price will go up. So the idea is you get your Bitcoin, you supply it, and this is the method I'm doing. There's obviously a lot of variables you can do within this. So you supply the asset to a DeFi platform like Aave. With that, and I'm going to show you a preview of these sites as well, you take a 25 to 35% loan back in USDC. You then supply that asset to VFAT, which is the liquidity pool and farm aggregator. Link in description if you want to check out them. I've shown this multiple times. Is decentralized. It aggregates all the protocols, so you don't have to keep going to all the different ones, the Uniswaps, the aerodromes, blah, blah, blah. And you can set auto earn and stuff like that, but I'm going to try and keep it simple in this video. So you send it to VFAT, that earns the yield. And then once you earn that yield, obviously the more you put in, the more you get back. That is then swapped to BTC, and that goes back into your pile. And it all compounds. So for example, if we go over to Aave, you can see here 0.07 BTC, 4.3K. The loan against that is this, which is the USDC. That USDC is then deployed in VFAT, earning 42% a year in total deposits. And then this is going to be yielding. Then the yield that comes from here then goes back into here. And this BTC stack just builds and builds and builds and builds forever. And then as it goes up, the LTV goes up, you can then take more of a loan. Now, there's obviously caveats with this. You don't want to borrow too much. It all depends on a liquidation price for Bitcoin. So this is why in a bear market at the moment, if you're taking out a loan against Bitcoin in a bear market, the liquidation price, at this level is probably going to be like 20, 30K BTC, and maybe even lower. Whereas if you're taking a loan out in the bull market, 120K Bitcoin, that's probably stupid because you know that you're going to go into a bear market and you probably trigger those liquidations. So there's a way to do it without being stupid. And, you have got that USDC to pay back, but in theory, if you play it right, you will not have to ever pay it back because the price of your appreciated asset, Bitcoin, goes up all the time. And if you think about it, you can break this chain anytime. So if we go back to here, the long-term outcome of this is your BTC stack grows in BTC value and dollar value, because the BTC value is going up because you're always stacking new Bitcoin. Again, you can accelerate this by DCAing into Bitcoin, as well as getting the yield from your liquidity pool. Your monthly passive income grows. So the monthly income you get back is going to grow as you get more USDC. And then at any point, you can switch the rules. So if 1 month you want to just go out and spend your yields, you can do. Or you can pay some of the USDC back. It's completely up to you how you want to play it. And the beauty of that is that's how you can kind of not end it, but you can kind of stop. Like if you think of this as I'm not going to say replace your retirement, because you don't want to. I mean, it depends how much you put in. It could replace your retirement, but it could supplement it nicely if, say, you are up to the point where you're earning a couple thousand, even more, a month back. You can just directly use that for your retirement, living off your BTC. And it depends on your individual circumstance as well. You may just want to use it for spending, complementing your retirement income, whatever. That is the beauty of using DeFi, is that it's your money. You're not giving it to an exchange. You're not playing by any kind of rules. Like, for example, on here, there's no bank telling you how many monthly payments to do. There's no set time frame with this. You pay it back. Once you've paid it back, you get access to your asset again. But obviously the LTV changes, the loan to value ratio, because let's say you stop taking the USDC back, you're happy with the amount you're getting per month from your liquidity pools. The price of BTC goes up long term. The LTV drops. So, your asset, BTC grows. You can then cash in if you want at the end, your liquidity pools, and get back your BTC to maybe sell it or do whatever you want. Like I said, the beauty is it's all in your hands. There's no set rules for what stage you do anything. But in terms of the strategy in the middle of it, it looks roughly like this. So it's something that you can try if you have BTC. And people say, why don't you use BTC in the liquidity pools? The rates aren't as great, and obviously you'll have to swap some of your BTC for stable coins when going into those pools. You may have to bridge your BTC as well. So there may be extra steps that you have to do. And this kind of way that you do it is better, in my opinion, because you're always stacking that Bitcoin. You're always getting more of it whilst yielding as well. So you get the best of both worlds, which is, in essence, what this video is about. Helping you monetize your BTC whilst holding it still and putting it to use, rather than it growing, doing nothing. Because in my opinion, if you just wait for your BTC to go up, then you sell it, you'll be thinking, well, in 5 years' time, it could have gone up more. And you want to just keep it going up and up and up, in my opinion. That's it for me today. If you do enjoy my content, please like, subscribe. See you all very soon.